Hey guys, welcome to another video from Lazy Boots. Today we're going to talk about where to invest for growth during a recession. And this video is coming from a few calls that I've had with some investors, and there's a pattern that I've seen, which I just wanted to point out because, whatever you think is going to happen with the market, history repeats itself. People are saying maybe it's time the market's going to correct. And if that happens, I want to know for me, but I'm sure a lot of people are asking, where do I invest? How do I invest? And how do I kind of prepare myself for what's to come if a recession is coming? Now, of course, none of this is professional advice. This is my opinion. This is what I'm seeing. And I just want to share it with you guys. So I want to dive into basically the idea is small towns. And what I've seen is there's an interesting thing where if you look at the big cities, let's Austin, Texas, a lot of cities in Texas are kind of a special case. But let's take, I've realized I've never really done any looking into like the Midwest. So I'm going to just pick Nashville, Tennessee. I'm going to get rid of rent and house value. And we're just going to look at growth for now. If I put in Nashville, and that's an interesting name. All right, let's look at the trends here. Okay, so Nashville actually did pretty good in this '08 crash. You can see it went down a little bit and kind of leveled out. Let's pick Memphis and look at that one, Memphis. Let's look at its chart. Okay, so here we can see during the '08 crash, it had a bit more of a correction, and it's taken several years for it to come back. Let's pick Atlanta. Just looking at some big cities, kind of in the east. Atlanta. All right, look at that one. Pretty big correction there during '08, '09. Even up here, look, population also dropped. So the trend that I saw is I was looking at, maybe we pick Atlanta for this example. I was going to do Tennessee, but Atlanta could be good. As I was looking at some cities with some other investors and with a friend of mine, I saw this pattern that in the small towns, they didn't really seem to decline during '08, '09. So I'm just going to zoom in here, and we're going to look at some small towns that we can find. And I'm honestly just going to go by how big the name is of the city. Okay, so let's look at this one, Macon, Georgia. All right, we don't have data for Macon, unfortunately. Let's look for another one. What about here? Columbus. It's right on the border. Columbus, Georgia. There it is. We do have data for Columbus. Sweet. I'm going to get rid of Macon here. Let's see. Warner. If we don't have Macon, we might not have this one, but let's take a look. Warner, Robbins. Yep, no go there, unfortunately. Let's try a little closer to Atlanta, I guess. Let's try Athens here. Athens. Let's get rid of Walter Robbins. Gainesville is one I was actually looking into a long time ago. Gainesville, Georgia. Or no, it was Huntsville. That said Huntsville. Oh, it was Alabama. That's right. All right, never mind. We'll stick around Georgia. Where else can we go? So, okay, let's try these other ones that are a little bit bigger. Let's try Albany, Georgia. There we go. Let's try Valdosta. And just to point out, if we don't have the data for the city level, we can always go in at the neighborhood level and take a look. But just to kind of compare these cities, see, I'm going to remove a lot of these. Remove, just to kind of keep things clean. What else we got? They didn't have Macon. Let's try Roswell. A little bigger. And every state's going to be different, I think. We looked at some pretty small towns in some other states that did have data. So, what else? Dalton. All right, I think that's enough. They didn't have Dalton. If we need more, maybe we'll go up to Greenville, Augusta. But let's take a look. So Atlanta, we saw had this big curve. And so what I saw, and we're going to see if it's true, I haven't looked at these cities yet, is if these smaller cities or towns have that same curve. And here's the first one, Athens. And the answer is no, it doesn't, right? It does go down, but not nearly as drastically as the big city of Atlanta did, right? Or some of the other ones that we looked at earlier before we looked in these Georgia cities. And look at this growth here. This is just great. A lot of units getting built and population is growing. So Athens is looking pretty good. And we're ranking by growth, and so this is number 2. So that's pretty good. All right, let's look at Savannah. Okay, here we did have a little bit of a dip, but it pretty quickly corrected in 2011. Right, we've seen a lot of the other ones where it curved down and then it slowly curved back up. But this recovery is pretty sharp if we look at this little V right here. So another small town, or at least small city, that fits the pattern. So that's the idea. This is what I've noticed is, all right, this one took a little bit longer, but it's significantly closer to Atlanta, so I'm not surprised. This is what I've noticed is a lot of these smaller places, look at this one, Columbus, did not go down nearly as much percentage-wise as the bigger cities in a recession. So that's kind of the idea, guys. There's not much more I wanted to say in this video. Here we go. Albany's kind of been up and down all over the place. And it's just been kind of flat for the past 20 years. So maybe not the best place for it. Okay, let's try some of these other ones. But this is just the idea, guys. If you're looking for oh, that's South Carolina. I can't see that. Let's throw it in anyway. If you're looking for, because I'm looking for where to invest, how do I invest and feel comfortable with where I put my investment? And if you're trying to get in and it's a recession's about to come, do we look at Augusta already? Then you want to find a place that you're comfortable with. Let's see what Augusta looks like. There we go. Same idea, right? Down in 09 a little bit, but sharp increase pretty soon after that. And so this is a pattern I've seen, guys, and this is just one state, Go ahead, use Lazy Boots and see what you can find. See if there's some other small cities that you guys can find that fit the same pattern, right? And compare them to the big cities in the area, in the state. Compare them to the big cities across the nation, right? A lot of these big cities have this up and down, and a lot of these smaller cities and small towns have a much steadier line. And that line we were looking at, I guess, real quick, was median house value. So the value of the houses. But we can also see it in the population, right? The line of population doesn't really change. Unlike Atlanta, right? Sharp decrease and then slow increase after that. And then what was it? Athens looked pretty good, right? I mean, this just, that population curve is awesome. And you can see the house value here, very steady decline, not a sharp decline. And so you could say that's probably due to just overall factors of the city, not necessarily the recession that hit in 08. Let's check out Columbus again. Same kind of thing here, right? All of these lines are kind of going pretty steadily and weren't really affected as much as, again, the bigger cities. So interesting pattern to see when you look at the data. Drop a comment below on what you think about investing in small towns, small cities, when a recession is coming, because this could be some good insight to keep in mind as we decide where to go as investors. So, all right, guys, that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next one. Drop a comment below, like, subscribe, all of that good stuff if you want to keep seeing these videos. I hope this helps, and good luck out there.